Good morning everyone. Now this paper I'm using is a watercolour paper, and it's a cheap watercolour paper, and it's going to buckle. Now if you like, you can put this on a board and you can tape it, wet all the edges, wet it all over, place it flat on a board and then get some sticky tape. It's a brown tape which you soak as well. You soak this tape as well, and but you just wipe off around the edges a little bit. That means wipe off the wet paper, what you've got flat on your board, wet, and then place your tape round. Just wipe that distance where the tape is going. Otherwise, you might find it when it does stretch, it'll rip off the tape. But it's a long process and I don't do that. I accept that it's going to buckle, and when it's a wet paint we do when we're doing this, and we use a rough brush. It's a hake type brush. This is a hake brush. It's made out of a hog hair. The Chinese make them, and everybody makes them now, but Ron Ranson instigated it in the first place. And I use a butcher's tray, which you can get in different sizes. They're a display tray, what they use in shops really, and they're made of plastic. You can get them in different sizes. I would say get one a little bit bigger than this. Now I have that, and I've placed a few paints around the outside. Now these paints I've placed around the outside are not expensive paints. They're the student qualities paint, and the paper is a pretty poor paper, but we wet the paper and then we apply these student quality paints, and it's a kind of wetting wet which we do. Now I'll show you what we do. Now of course you can buy pads which are stuck around the edges, and they're a bit of a help. They won't buckle as much when you're painting. But if you want to be precise and you want to do more little detail paintings, which I have done when I was younger, but the process is to wet the paper and stick it to a board. Not to stick the whole paper to the board, but just round the outside put some brown paper. You can buy it. It's just the brown paper tape, which you also wet the tape before you put it on. You dry the edge part, otherwise it doesn't work properly unless you do that. You've soaked it, you dry the edge part, you dry off you wet your tape which you're putting on, with your glued tape, which is glue on one side, but you put it on and then you dry it off the top of it, so that it's going to adhere properly. Anyway, we'll start off with this using these student quality paints. Now in this idea we wet this hake painting, I'm telling you all this because I know there's a lot of you maybe just starting to try out this watercolour painting. Now this is a wetting wet type of painting using a big brush, which is it's pretty forgiving. That means if you put your paints on here, it'll blend out quite a lot, and it won't show you bad mistakes there. So if I say we're going to do the sky now with a bit of blue, we'll put just a little bit of red in it, just to take the madness of the blue, and we do a patch here, say, coming across. You see how it all blends in? Can you see? Now it's not leaving a lot of streaks, is it? Can you see that? Now, so you're not leaving a lot of streaks. No, I'll put it a bit stronger than that, and a little bit more. Just only a little touch, because if you're using this cobalt, can you see when you put this little bit of alizarin in it? Can you see what happens? It just gives it that little bit of a purple look, like that. Okay. Now wash your brush out. You can see, with you getting it just right, can you see it's blending out lovely? Can you see there's no lines being left, it's just leaving it really lovely. So the next colour we're going to choose is a little bit of yellow ochre, see. Now that yellow ochre, it's a bit too mad, so put a little bit of touch of red in that, just a touch. This is light red, this end pieces. Put a little bit of that in it, and let's have a little bit of a road slanting that way. Can you see how it's blending out again, because we've caught it just right? You see, it's all blending at the edges, and there's no worries about it there. So this is a little roadway here, say, and then it starts adding a little bit of green by putting, that's your lemon yellow here, see, that's lemon yellow there. Now when you put a little bit of blue to that, see, it starts going green. Can you see? Now just bring this in here, as though that's this is a road going down, on either side there's little edges, and this is grass overgrown into the path a little bit. Can you see how it comes into the path, the grass? Now it's going to be a little bit darker just here under the grass, so start putting a little bit of darkness in it there, only up to there, right, like that. Okay, now we'll take that yellow again, a little bit of blue in that yellow, and we'll just make some little trees here, see. Now isn't that lovely and blending out lovely? Okay, like that. See? Now just let's get some yellow on its own. See if we could get, we'll put a little bit of red to it to make it stand out a bit more in this, just here. Now that's the, can you see this is like the side of your, there's the side, and this is coming out here into your grass at the side there, like that. And now this side, there's another bit here now. We'll catch it before it starts leaving lines. See, there's the other side. There, now that comes across here, like that. Now let's just wash our brush out, and don't have it too wet now, but be very careful with this bit. Bringing a bit more green in here, just here, as though your grass is starting to grow across into the road, see, like that. Can you see it's coming across into your road, like it is there? We'll make it a bit more pronounced. There, so that's how that side is. Now this here is the grass there coming over, so we'll just put a little bit of red, a little bit of yellow, and a little bit of umber together to get, now I'll put a little bit of blue. Now we're after a greeny cast colour here for this side edge row here coming across, just like that. And now what we can do now, just wash it out again. Now the next bit, we want a bit of blue now, a bit of blue with just a little bit of your blue like that, see, with a little bit of your red. Just a little bit in it, a very, very tiny bit. Well, let's have a little bit of a, now that's a little bit, it's too strong, bringing it too near, so let's just bring it out a few trees like that. That's it, over the distance. Few trees right away over there in the distance. Now let's have a nice strong, now with a thing like this, what we want to do is avoid putting too much in. Now I'm mixing a bit of blue and a bit of brown to give us a tree here, which is a lovely little tree set just there, just nice that. And you see how it's blending out lovely. There's a little tree there. Now, and then we'll just have a little bit of a tree here as well, a tree. Now it's just starting to dry off a little bit, that's nice. And now we can just put a little bit more blue and yellow into it, see if we can get a, green is a thing you can't get with these colours very well because they're not very strong as student. These student colours are not strong at all. Not compared. You have to use it out the tube to get a really good, see, a good colour. So it has this. What I'm using there now is a bit of brown, and a bit of blue, see, to get a bit of dark coming here under under the tree, which you get, you know, at the bottom of your tree. So this is just here. I'm just going to leave that tree at background there, see, and try and bring a really dark tree in now. Could use a little bit of black, Payne's grey here, this just here. See? Put a little bit under there while we're at it. Like that. Now then, we can bring that tree just here, see, to here. Like this. And just another one just here. Like that. Now, just at the back here, we'll just probably be putting little things there. We'll just leave it like that. Okay, there. So now we'll finish this off with a bit of line work. So we'll get our line thing brush, that's the other brush. You only use those two brushes. I'm only using those two brushes. Now this is the other brush you're using. And I'm putting a little bit of, this is Payne's grey in the corner, I have up there in the corner. So that's a little bit of Payne's grey. And this is a bit of umber down here, which you mix in with it, like that. Now that's it. Now just dry that off with a hairdryer. Now we'll just do a bit more with the big brush, just a little bit. We'll just put another little tree here. There. Like that. And a little. Now this is, I'm doing carefully, layer of land over there. A distant piece of land. Just a bit high then, yeah. There, like that. And then we'll get a little bit of darks. Put a little bit more dark here. Now I don't want to overdo this dotting business here. Like that. Just a little bit of dark here. A little bit of dark here and there, where you get just underneath each, don't you, underneath each like bunch of foliage. Like that. Now I've not put too much in, have I? Now I'm just going to pad it out to get it sharp at the end there, see if I can get it sharp, and just put a little bit of a line here and there. Like that. And just a bit more. Tree there. That's coming over. That's it, like that. Now then, we should be getting near enough now to put some lining in. Well, you know your lining is umber and Payne's grey, say. Now, let's see. I'm not sure about it being dry yet. No, it's not quite dry, so we won't rush into it, we won't spoil it. Now then, we can use that another. Telling it off balls. Just put a few little things in. You see that? Now here we can, let's see this part here. We'll have just a little bit, alright. A little bit thicker. Now I can see there's not too much in it. I've avoided putting a lot in. And if you want just wet, a little little bit of colour. A bit stronger maybe there. No, not too much, is there? Let's see if we can get a little bit of purple again. Put a little bit of purple in this. That's a little bit of purpley colour in that tree. Now, and we'll leave that at that, and that's another little painting for you. Very little in it, left all this here, no stippling, nothing, just left it. It is like that, and that is a type of a watercolour. Maybe just one little thing, you see there's a little bit, really, the addition of a little bit more tree trunk there, see. Maybe a little runner off it, like that, which you get, don't you? Just to get a more natural look, kind of thing. You can see that that's making its way down onto there, but it's got this. You can darken it off like that after. If you was put in any amount of detail into it. So that's okay there, and I'll let you look at it in a minute. Now there you are with the mount round. Now you can see how little I put in it, and yet see how beautiful it's blended out here, wet in wet, with the hake brush. And this is blended out nicely in this. It's more or less, you'd think that was done with an ordinary an ordinary brush, but it's, instead of being done with these big hake brushes, a hake brush. And what is it taking? About 10 minutes. You know, you can see it's really a technique which is pretty simple to do and yet very effective, isn't it? Thanks for looking in. Just give you an idea what I think we'll put on my Patreon more of, and this is just a bit of an idea of what to expect on the Patreon. So I can't see that I would put a lot more of these on. Now I've lifted it just a little bit, and you see another part view of it. Noticed a little bit of blue in the background for distance there in these trees. And you know, it has buckled, but I wouldn't pay too much attention to this buckle. Just accept that a lot of these papers will buckle a bit, and just try and carry on. And then when it dries out, it'll lay very flat. Thanks for looking in again. Bye for now.